Okay, I gotta be honest. I don't know how well y'all can hear me, but I'm assuming y'all can hear me pretty well. So let me just say this. I won't be doing the pause edits like I normally been doing, because I just want to go straight through with this video. So I'm gonna keep those pause edits like this to a minimum. I'm gonna keep them to a minimum, because I think it's more important for me to just get through what I'm gonna say instead of just me dealing with trying to edit it in a fancy way. But it's funny how anytime I wake up in the morning and I think about an idea for a video, I can go to TikTok, I can go to Facebook, I can go to YouTube, and I see a random video on my timeline, or at least on TikTok, the For You page. It's just a random video from people I'm not subscribed to, not following or anything like that. I see an example that just backs up everything that I've been saying already. So, as you guys know, I reserve my feelings about the LGBT community. That is not a secret. I mean, it's a backwards way of living. I don't support them whatsoever, because they promote a way of life that is really promoting the end of life. It is. The original formula of life was man plus woman equals life. Man and woman come together, new life is formed from that. And they go against that very formula. And if we were meant to be anything else than when man and woman were first created, we would have been doing that. But since we haven't, it goes against what that original formula was. Now, does this mean I want to go out there and kill members of the LGBT? No, it don't. Because it's not my place to kill anybody. It's not, if I don't have the ability to bring life back from the dead, then I have no right to take a life. And on top of that, it's not my place to do that shit any damn way. But I also have mentioned that, you know, in past videos, how I see the LGBT community as well as other communities, you know, modern day feminism, the AAIP, as anti-black groups, or rather they're being used as anti-black groups. And I made some points in that video. You guys can go check that. It's 2 parts. But the reason for this video, you know, I just wanted to talk about video games and and, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. Maybe do another Operation Don't Simp. But I was scrolling on my For You page on TikTok, and some of you guys know a man by the name of Tariq Nasheed. I was going to call him something else, but Tariq Nasheed. You know, if you ever watched what's the name of them movies, them documentaries that he made, and I've seen all of them too. Damn, it's on the tip of my fucking tongue. Shit. In Living Color? No, shit, some of y'all probably figured it out. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's Hidden Colors. That was the name of it. I can't believe I couldn't remember that, but because I was thinking of something else, and it was kind of confusing me a little bit. Like, we make that like that. But no, it was Hidden Colors, and it was basically talking about the history of, you know, black people in this country, and how we've been misrepresented, and how media has, you know, taken a liking to pushing a negative image of us in America. Not only that, the way slavery was, and all the feats that we accomplished, especially like the things like the Haitian Revolution, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Hidden Colors is really good, man, really good. I've seen all 3 of them. I don't know if he ever did a part 4. I need to look up and see if he did one. But on TikTok, he was posting an article of Laverene Cox. Now, supposedly, well, not even supposedly, Laverene Cox, I don't know his his real name, but this is what he's going by. Laverene Cox is a proxy woman, a pseudo-woman. In other words, a trans woman. He's a man that went and got whatever surgery to try to become as much of a woman as he could. He ended up making a post. I think it was on like ABC or something like that. And basically he was talking about how black men are afraid of dating a trans woman because they see it as gay. And my thing is, if you understand, and basically he was trying to guilt men into dating somebody they didn't want to date. You know what I mean? Basically trying to use a guilt trip and trying to demonize somebody for being straight. Bruh. Hold up. Okay, sorry about that, but you guys know the wind blows hard sometimes, and I gotta cross the street and I gotta be careful. I need to focus on that. But some people don't know how to drive, unfortunately. But in the article, the gist of what was being said by Laverene Cox is that if you're a man and you're afraid that dating a trans woman makes you gay, being gay is fabulous. Being gay is wonderful. Something is wrong with you. And I seen that and I was like, you know what? I was gonna talk about other topics today, bro, but this is some shit that needs to be addressed. Gay people, the LGBT community. I don't give a fuck what you want to call yourselves at this point, because y'all don't even want to be considered human no goddamn more. Oh, what's up, boy? What's Gucci? But no, y'all don't even want to be considered human no fucking more. Y'all done changed everything about y'all community so much, so damn much over the years that y'all don't even resemble what the fuck that community was originally made for. Instead, you got a bunch of people trying to use that shit as a gimmick to get famous on fucking TikTok and YouTube, and they don't even remotely resemble what Harvey Milk and all those guys originally did. See, y'all didn't know I know about those guys. But it's a mockery of his former self. On top of that, y'all become just like the Me Too movement. Y'all become just like the modern day feminist movement, to where y'all don't check y'all members. Y'all don't check y'all fucking members. And it's no wonder that they actually have gay people that I know personally that don't even want to be associated with the LGBT community because of this very reason. Some people that's, they gay, some people are just like that, I get it. But they don't make a big deal out of it. They don't have these quote unquote coming out celebrations because it's not about that. It's not about trying to get popular off of living a certain way. It's about them just trying to live comfortably as they are. And I get that. And for those people, I don't mess with them. I don't mess with them because they don't mess with me. In order to try to put out these false narratives of bullshit like what we just, what I just told you about. So it's an issue when I have to call out these type of people for saying some stupid shit like that, and it just becomes an even bigger problem. And when it doesn't get addressed. So basically, what Laverene was trying to do, he was trying to guilt straight men into being gay. That's basically what this was. Let's demonize men and make them into the issue when the issue really is me having an identity crisis. So much so that I went and got surgery to try to change something that shouldn't have been messed with. What's the point I was gonna say? Look, I made a video just a couple of days ago where I talked about how ignorance is bliss, right? And how you have some people in this world that will ask for something and they're so busy paying attention to the reward, or I guess you could say the benefits or the positives of that something, but instead of them looking at the responsibility that it takes to achieve that, what they will do is that they will just ask for this particular thing, and then when they get it, they completely void all responsibility that comes with it. Only people like that in modern day women, only people like that in modern day women who are part of this modern day feminist community can change their bet on a racehorse mid-race. If you understand that analogy, you understand what I mean. But knowledge is power. But power means you have to be responsible. You know, we learned that in Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. And if knowledge is power, that means once you have the knowledge, you are responsible for putting that proper knowledge out there so that misinformation won't be spread. You know, but in America, you have to understand something. Freedom is nothing but a guise. It's a disguise and it's an illusion. The image that's placed on freedom is that you are free to do whatever you want. The reality of freedom, or rather the way it's being used in the United States, is that, you know, you're free to be void of all responsibility. It means lack of responsibility. I mean, just because you have that option to do wrong doesn't mean that you should. But ignorance is bliss, as I stated before. Ignorance is not knowing. Being bliss or blissful is to be happy. And some people are happy with not knowing, or happy pretending like they don't know, all for the sake of, you know, having to avoid responsibility for anything. Because if you don't know, you can't be responsible. And we have this ignorance going around, so it's something that really can't be avoided. I'm actually debating on whether or not I even want to put a video out explaining in thorough detail why I do not support the LGBT community. Why I don't support them. Because I understand that, for one, that it is a mental disability. And therefore I approach it as such. You know, I don't want... Here's the thing. One thing people do not like, or the reason why they don't speak on or like the reason why it's not spoken on like that, or the reason why people don't speak on, like, you know, the LGBT community or whatever, is because they're worried about two things. One, they're worried about people, you know, possibly canceling anything they have going on, whether it be a business venture, especially if they're in the public eye, whether it be public on YouTube or a celebrity or whatever like that. They know they can just say that, oh, somebody's transphobic or homophobic or whatever, and pretty much get them shut down. And anybody who's trying to earn a living for themselves, they want to avoid that confrontation as much as possible, because being homosexual in this country is more protected than it is than being black. You can say nigga all goddamn day long and disrespect any black person you want to by saying that, but the moment you say the word, you know, faggot or anything like that, they basically ready to shut you down instantly. Case in point, Dave Chappelle made a perfect point about that. But I'm gonna say, I don't hate you because of that. It's not a hatred. Like, literally, not even at least. I won't go out my way to beat nobody up or anything like that. Matter of fact, put it like this: if we're working at the same store and somebody tries to approach you in that manner, I'm gonna come to your defense. So it's literally not, it's really not a hatred, you know what I mean, that comes with that. But there is a rejection, because I do understand that that life to be what it is, and I just don't, I can't support that. You know what I mean? Like I'm all for, oh she got it. I'm all for, maintaining the original formula of life, if if that's what it's called. You know what I mean? But I'm originally maintaining that original formula because it's organic, it's natural, and the moment we start bringing other things into the mix, that's when we start going on the path to where we're going to end up creating something that we can't control. And I just remember, again, it was a time when people were trying to warn folks about the gay agenda, and it would seem like it was this support group of the LGBT community that was just like in the corner waiting to just ambush anybody who spoke on it and tried to warn people about it, and they would just jump out the bushes and just say, shut up. That's basically what it was. And it got to the point where, the more people were trying to warn folks about the LGBT community and the gay agenda and things like that, people would just yell, shut up louder. They would say, oh, it's not real. It's not a real thing. And now when you look at today's world that, the agenda is in full effect, the people that were telling folks to shut up and that it's not real, they don't have nothing to say. The people who were telling you about it, it's no need for us to say anything because it's here already. You know what I mean? It's like, this is what we were warning you about. And Laverene Cox is literally an epitome of the issue that we've seen happening down the line, which is the reason why we were warning people about it to begin with, where you have pseudo-women trying to tell a man that if you don't want to date a man that's dressed up as a woman, then you're the problem with America. Like, I never knew that. Here's the thing, and I'm going to leave it alone after this. This is why that is ridiculous, right? I don't care how you personally want to feel about whatever identity you want to have. The rest of the world has to acknowledge you as you are, because that's exactly what the hell you are. You can want to put on a lion costume and you can tell yourself all day long, hey, I'm a lion. But the reality is you're a human being with a costume on. When you go to, how you doing? But when you go to things, certain establishments that have to acknowledge you as you are. You are what the hell you are, not what you want to identify as. Like, gender is not an ideology. It is not an on and off switch. It's a reality. You were given a certain position in life and you were supposed to play that position. And the moment you go against that is when things start getting out of control. And let me put it like this, and then I'm going to go. So let's just take Laverene Cox, right? We know that this is a dude. We know that this is a dude who wants to, be called a woman or whatever. Okay, let's say we go with that. And people really start, first off, we have to throw everything that we understand a woman to be to even consider this new man a woman, right? And because of that, it's disrespectful. But because of that, it's disrespectful to actual women who have to go through the things that a woman naturally have to go through as they grow up. I'm talking about periods. I'm talking about the pain in their chest when their breasts are growing. And a bunch of other things that I would never, period cramps, all that stuff. Like, you will never go through that. There is a divine calling for women in that position to help life continue. And we can't just ignore that and push that out the way because something, just because you want to identify something. And again, let me make this point and go. If you take a man, right? And let's say that everybody's acknowledging this man as a woman. And that man finds himself in an equation where he's actually fighting an actual woman. That so-called woman becomes a man in a heartbeat. When he goes to jail, they're going to put him in a man's jail. And all the people who understand this beforehand are going to start calling him a man again. So why do we have to wait to address the truth out of anger when we can just address it now? You know what I'm saying? But again, people are afraid that when they talk about it, they're either going to scare somebody into killing themselves, or they're going to get canceled for whatever reason. But again, you have the responsibility as somebody who has the knowledge of this to push that truth out there. The truth isn't on my side or it's not on your side. It's on the side of whoever decides to stand with it. And the truth doesn't give a fuck about your personal feelings. It doesn't give a fuck about your likes and dislikes. It doesn't give a fuck what you want to identify yourself as. The truth is the truth. It's universal. It's undisputed. People can try to bury the truth. They can try to hide it, but you can't eliminate it. And the deeper you have to find, and the deeper you have to dig for that truth, is the deeper is how more powerful that truth is. You know, so that's pretty much what I want to say on that, man. Y'all got to check y'all community numbers, bro. You know, it's sad that things are like this, but I don't, like, if you have the means and a platform to say something against this type of bullshit, bro, you got to say something at the end of the day. I love y'all at the end of the day, but bro, we got to call out the bullshit where it is. And we got to stop living in this illusionary bubble and thinking that everything's okay if we just passively accept everything. That don't mean you have to go out and kill some damn body. That's not our place. No, that's not what it's for. You don't have to bash them online or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we're not there for. The truth isn't a weapon for you to prove that you are right. It's not for that. It's for you to understand where you are wrong, and based on that knowledge, you better yourself. The truth isn't for you to change, it's for you to accept and better yourself. So with that being said, man, I'm going to holler at y'all later, man. Remember, ADS Play 101, remember, be humble in victory, be gracious in defeat, show no mercy in battle. Warriors collective.